And I never looked upon her as, here was a black candidate running for president, or here was a woman running for president. This was a person who was a dedicated public servant, and she was enthusiastic about her role, and she was passionate about helping others, and that to me is what came across.
Shirley Chisholm's presidential campaign, which was known as the Chisholm Trail, earned the support of many students, women, and minority groups. She entered 11 primaries and campaigned in several states. Although she did not win the nomination, she received several of the delegates' votes.
Congresswoman Chisholm is just an inspiring person and figure, and her story and her passion and commitment and just sheer courage is really inspirational. So she really, I think, set the stage. She was going after not only asserting her right as a citizen to run for this office, but she was looking to bring delegates to the convention. She wanted to broker or be a part of, who the nominee would be. She understood how power and politics worked, and she was an extraordinary pioneer for women.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a woman president for the next 20 to 25 years, particularly if the women continue to move in the direction in which they're moving now in this country by constantly fighting for recognition on the basis of their talents and their abilities, and not on the basis of their sex. And they're making the gentlemen in this country begin to realize that ultimately all discrimination, whether it's anti-woman or anti-black, all discrimination is anti-human.
Though often marginalized, Victoria Woodhull, Belva Ann Lockwood, Margaret Chase Smith, and Shirley Chisholm, along with a handful of other women, played an important role in women's history in the United States. Over the course of the 19th and 20th centuries, these remarkable women fought for, and to a large degree accomplished, a reevaluation of traditional views of a woman's role in society, helping to pave the way for current and future generations of females who aspire political power.
Elizabeth Dole ran in 2000. She dropped out of the race before any official primary elections, and then went on to run for and win a state in the U.S. Senate. Carol Moseley Braun followed her in 2004, and she ran for election here in the District of Columbia on the ticket. And many of us who lived here were able to cast our ballot for a woman for president for the first time. That was my first time I got to cast a ballot for a woman president. When we talk about those women and how even in 2004, were not competitive at all. Didn't even run a couple states and then drop out. I mean, we really see a split in this 4 years between what was possible for women on the national stage and then what Senator Clinton kind of made possible in her campaign.
There is that kind of good old boy network that still is in place, especially in our political world, and that's unfortunate. And hopefully, as the years go on, we will break that and it won't be a big deal. And I think one thing Hillary has done is made it easier for the next woman candidate.
She really, she's changed it all forever. It's a whole different ballgame now.
Not simply the wife of former Bill Clinton, Hillary has contributed much in her own right over the course of her political career. Clinton was elected as Senator of New York State in 2000. That election marked the first time an American First Lady had run for public office. Furthermore, Clinton is also the first female senator to represent New York. On January 20th, 2007, the anniversary of her husband's inauguration, Clinton announced through her website that she had formed an exploratory committee for the United States presidential election of 2008.
If you will go and vote for me tomorrow, I will stand up for you. I will be there as your champion, working for a better tomorrow. Please come out. Let's make history. God bless you and God bless America.
In the race for the 2008 presidential nomination, Clinton succeeded in winning more primaries and delegates than any other woman in U.S. history. In the long run, however, she was unsuccessful in securing the Democratic bid. No woman to date has yet to appear on the ballot as president on a major party's ticket.
I would have loved to have voted for Hillary Clinton. I didn't because basically I thought she had a lot of baggage.
I'm very sorry that Hillary had the baggage that she had, because I think probably she is about as competent, qualified a candidate on her own as we will put forward in maybe in my lifetime.
I do not question that she has opened a door that is not now going to close because she's not the nominee, that is going to open, and there will be many more women that will walk through that door. And it will be sooner rather than later. There is no way that, I think at the end of the day, the women who take on this challenge know the stakes, they know the game, they know what they're up against, and they will be, in the end of the day, inspired and ready to push forward.
It seems as though the United States, the self-proclaimed land of equality, has been slow to recognize a woman's ability to lead her nation. All presidents to date have been white men. Other countries like England, India, and even Pakistan have elected women to positions of great power. The fact that America has yet to follow suit may be purely circumstantial. On the other hand, it is possible that there still may be some underlying gender bias regarding the capabilities of a woman in the White House.
I think historically there's been several barriers for women to be credible presidential candidates. I think the two prominent pieces in terms of the voters, one is the commander-in-chief role, and I don't think we can downplay really the importance of our chief executive in their role in directing the armed forces. In issues like national security, in foreign policy, in war, in times of war, that traditional gender roles, I think just sort of our expectations about women and what's appropriate and what they're what they can do, and are they tough enough, and all of that. Historically, we've had a stronger tie with presidential candidates to the military. Military service was seen almost as obligatory for credibility to run for the presidency, and that role of the military, I think, has been an enormously powerful barrier to women, to voters feeling that women are up to the job. When you don't have people in front, when you've never seen this before, when you've never seen someone that looks like this fulfill this role, I think that voters have a natural skepticism about the capability of just women in general to execute the demands of an elected office.
Women have not originally had the opportunities for education, which was a good base for moving up in any field, politics included. But I do think the time is here.
Women have proven that they're quite capable of performing jobs that were typically thought of as men only. But just how far have females come in proving ready for the White House?
We've earned the right, just like anyone else, to be president. And I really think a woman in that position of power would really move our country forward.
A 2005 CNN USA Today Gallup poll finds that a majority of Americans, 86%, say they would personally vote for a qualified woman as president. In addition, most people think that there will be a female president within the next 25 years.
I am hopeful about the prospects of shared power between men and women in the U.S. and across the globe. I would venture to say there will be a woman vying for the nominee, both or either party, in the next cycle. I think the nation is ready. I think most voters are ready. I don't think it's going to be a generation before we see another woman candidate for president.
It would appear as though gender bias has changed significantly over the years, making the chances of a woman being elected to the White House much more attainable than ever before. In today's political climate, partisanship is much more important than gender or race when it comes to seeking political power. But the question remains, when will the United States see a woman elected president?
Vote and the choice is yours. Don't vote and the choice is theirs. Your vote could be the one that counts.